He's going to come back to here, watch. He's going to come back to here, watch, chat. Listen, watch, watch, watch. Fuck. He's over there now. Squandered it. Should have had him build a little bit more then. Yeah. Right, listen. I'm sure that guy will come back, okay? So let's just pass the time. We'll look at all the brand new skins of the Rust store. We'll consider what potentially could be the best investment for the week. And later on, maybe I'll come back and then I can pounce. And then I can get that sweet, delicious loot. So good day, Rust enjoyers. Hope you're alright, because it's time for the predictions video. We've got interesting batch of skins for the May 4 Swipe Rust store for 2026. But we're sitting here past the 24-hour mark. We're 28 to 29 hours in. And, well, some things might have sold quite a lot. Some things not so much. But is everything actually looking pretty good? Are we going to see some nice potential investments this week? Now, if you just want to skip ahead to the part where I just quite literally talk about what I think is the best investment, if you want to listen to my conclusion, well, just look at the description, scroll down, go to the bottom portion, you'll see where the conclusion chapter is, all the way at the very end, okay? I have to explain myself. I have to sit here and explain why I think there's going to be more problems compared to positives, okay? I might be going on for quite a bit, but hopefully everybody will understand. So, sit back and relax. Let's start the predictions video. Now, by all means, if you go ahead and get a good look at all the brand new skins, consider watching the Rust rotation video for May 7, 2026. Yes, we also showcase the brand new building skin. But I've got to sit here and say, did you invest into the skins from last week? Oh, I did. And looking at the previous week compared to today, to be honest with you, I'm kind of surprised. Where's all the clothing and the armor? Well, to be honest with you, with the past two Rust stores, look at what we got. Okay, maybe it's going to even it out. Maybe we'll see some interesting clothing armor next week. We'll see. But with last week, there was a lot of interesting skins. And after the 7 days, honestly, yeah, look at the positivity we're already seeing. So I ended up buying 50 optimized AK-47s, 30 Apotheosis War Garage doors, 50 Popstar Sheepner doors, 50 Fish Roadside gloves, and 50 each of the Hellcore hoodie and pants. I wouldn't have felt that confident to jump in and spend that much until I did the abnormal barders. So listen, if you're still new to Ruskin investing, if you still don't understand what abnormals are, you might want to start learning now. So consider watching the most recent Ruskin Abnormal Barders video for May 7, 2026. That's me talking about last week's skins. It was just literally me 2 nights ago. We looked at all the skins, we looked at the sales, we made considerations what potentially could be a very nice price to offer for them. And they become marketable before the Rust room rotates. Abnormals, they got some sort of special detail with them. We don't understand why they happen. I don't even think Facepunch realizes what they are. But anyway, we know they appear. We know when they appear. We strike when they are on the market. And then, of course, afterwards, we look and see how many barders each skin has. We look and see how high the prices go. And then we consider, are they probably going to retain their value? Could they potentially be very nice investments? And last week, yes, a lot of the skins were. But could we see the same with this batch of skins? Well, short answer, I'm not seeing that much potential positivity. Let's go through the skins. Let's consider if they could actually work out quite alright. With the May 4 swipe, we got the first ever electric furnace skin, and let me just set the tone. So many people were asking for this. So many people were on their knees begging for electric furnaces to become skinnable. For a very long time, Rust console has had electric furnace skins. And they've got a lot more weird things. So anyway, let's just focus this. This is the very first skin, and it has sold an absurd amount. Let's also just quickly go ahead and show the first 24 hours of sales. So, yep, there you go. That's the first 24 hours of sales. 27,500 subscribers. Sorry, I lost my tongue there, but that is absurd. Rough estimate, that very likely could reach up to 60,000 subscribers by next Thursday. Is that too much? Yes, of course it's too much. Yes! So this is where I bring up the brand new Skinnables issue. The expectation is the first few skins that we see that are going to be neon electric that are going to be electric furnaces, like the neon electric furnace. They will sell very high numbers, but as more and more and more and more options appear, suddenly they're not so special anymore. Case in point, look at the SKS. This first became skinnable back in February. The first few skins that came out sold pretty high. Look at them now, down 53, down 60, down 47, down 59. We've seen far too many skins being accepted in such a short amount of time, and it's not stopping. Look, we've got a Twitch drop now as well. Oh dear, oh great. So, It's also beds. Of course, you would have seen the beds on display on the thumbnail with the brand new Skinnables video. Look and see the first two that that are accepted. Tropical bed, Cargo Heli bed, 33,000 subscribers, 45,000 subscribers, down 64, down 72. Also take note, oh look at that, Neon bed. That did 35,000 subscribers. And you know what? Funny enough, initially this was actually doing quite all right. Initially this was actually retaining its value for a while, but then it went down in price. And why is that? Because we saw more and more and more and more and more and more and more bed skins being accepted. So many more options, and unfortunately, because that sold a little bit too much, there's too much of it on the Steam market, there's too much of it on third-party sites, the price suffers. And I'm sorry to say, I wouldn't be surprised if the exact same thing happens here with the neon electric furnace. Let's just point out there are options right now for other furnaces, as you'll see. We've got quite a lot of interesting skins available. An easy bake oven. We've got some interesting radioactive designs. We've got a pirate. We've actually even got a sequel. Yeah. Neon Electric Cyan has also been produced. If that to be accepted, I'll be honest with you, like if we could get like a set of these, you know what? Maybe initially all of them actually work out quite all right. But again, do not be surprised if that eventually suffers. Props to Skin Creator. That's a lot of sales, and I'm sure they're very happy, but it's just selling far too much, right? So I'm definitely more concerned than happy. And of course, that is abnormal. So next Wednesday night, we'll do the abnormal barders. We'll look at it afterwards, and then we'll see how things pan out. But I think at best I'll offer halfway. I'll probably only offer up to like $1.20, because I just can't help but assume, much like with all the other previous brand new Skinnables, like all the previous first skins that are accepted, that will suffer. It's just selling far too much. So again, see this video to here? I'll link it in the description. You could go watch that in your own time. We knew that there were going to be problems here, because this happened way back in the past before this as well. Yep. So, alright, cool. Understood. Let's now move on. Let's talk about all the other skins. So, Crypt building skin is introduced to Rust, and, well, we actually knew it was coming. Facepunch wouldn't stop talking about it. They kept posting tweet after tweet, showcasing pictures and whatnot. Alright, cool. And so that, with people anticipating its arrival, certain other doors beforehand actually got bought out. But we also saw this in the workshop, and lo and behold, it was accepted. Crypt Sheep Door is here. So if you aren't fully well aware, the Crypt building skin, it costs $13. In this right here, it's not part of that set. It's an independent skin made by a separate skin creator. Of course, Crypt building skins made by Facepunch themselves. But yep, Freddy and Krueger. They've made a lot of disguised doors in the past. You might remember all the twig doors. You might remember like the sheep door, stone door. You get the idea. Even the adobe door, tugboat door. Cool. So whilst it's technically part of a set, don't expect it to just instantly work out perfectly fine and whatnot. Like, this is a fun gimmick, but that's all it really is, a gimmick. And as time goes on, will this building skin always be popular? Or will it just kind of like gradually lose interest and whatnot? You might have seen the short videos where I showcase it. I had to make two separate videos after a while. Like, I recorded one thing, then I realised, oh, I'm going to be yapping for too long. So you might have heard me glaze the out portion here. A little bit too much, the doorway. It looks cool. Like, a lot of effort was put into it. That looks very nice. And the door as well blends in perfectly with the building skin. I have to point that out. But yeah, I might have glazed the doorway a little bit too much. Anyway, focusing this, you probably heard my words. If the building skin loses interest, it wouldn't surprise me if this also suffers. And you know what, Freddy, Krueger, they haven't really had that many skins accepted from the past. So you can easily look back and see all their older skins. And yeah, these quote-unquote disguised doors, they're not that popular. So by default, I'm sorry to say, but I'm not really sure if this is actually going to work out perfectly fine. Like, it's the second best-selling skin. So it's not like we're going to struggle to be able to find any of these, which then could be a bit of a problem for it. If there's too much of it, well, it's going to suffer, isn't it? And, of course, I was alluding to the fact that the Dungeon Collection got bought out. It's fine. It blends in reasonably. And, wow, that's gone up even higher in price. Wow. And then over to here. Yep, this is $3.50. Like both of these doors here, Dungeon Garage Door, Death Crypt Door, they're also perfectly viable options, which of course I showcased in that short video. But you, hey, at just $2, it's a perfectly fine addition, but I'm not sure if that's going to like always keep it up. Keep it, like, keep its attention out there, making people aware of it. I just can't help but assume it's going to get lost in the shuffle, like many other sheep in the doors that we see every single year. Unless it's got anime on it, or it's a pay-to-win skin, I don't really expect it to work out. Look at all of the skins that we saw last year. That's got transparency. That's got transparency, glows in the dark. Senor Tomato, you're a mystery to me. Transparency and glow. Everything else, it suffers. You can even look at the year before that. So Neon Bismuth, you're a spectacle. You're amazing to look at. But then, yep, that's the skin that was accidentally accepted. Ultramarine collections just in demand in general. Okay, you know what? Some of these skins are actually working out quite all right. It might have taken them like 2 years to finally get to that point, though. So, yeah. That right there, sorry to say, along with all the other disguised doors, let me pronounce that properly. Yeah, I'm not expecting much. So, yeah, cool. Sorry. Ice Cold Salvaged Axe. This actually looks very nice in game. Consider watching the rust rotation video. Watch as I make it shine in the sun. And should point out, brand new skin creator as well. Ooh. I wouldn't be surprised if they probably focus making some ice cold skins from here and now. Not sure what Lefty's done in the past, but considering he's got this accepted, yeah, I'm expecting a lot more of this. At the very least, an ice pick would make sense. Just saying, jackhammer, that'd also be pretty cool. Keep an eye on Lefty's workshop from here and now. We're going to probably see some very interesting skins. But aside from that, Salvaged Axes, how they can... Oh, and there's a Twitch drop. Yeah. So you know that whole situation in regards to brand new Skinnables? Well, guess what was the most recent brand new Skinnable before the electric furnace? Oh. So, yeah, it's not looking like it's holding up very nicely. Perhaps when we finally see Salvage Tools being accepted as a duo, so now, of course, we've got Stone Tools, regular Tools, and, of course, now we have Salvage Tools. We're still yet to see a Rust door with both the Ice Pick and the Salvaged Axe accepted at the same time. So skin creators, start producing them together, I guess. We'll see how that works from here now. But, yeah, whilst it does look nice, it's also selling quite a lot as well. It wouldn't surprise me if this also suffers like the previous Salvaged Axes we've seen so far. If we also happen to see the Ice Pick, all right, maybe that might change. Maybe that could work out quite all right. We'll see how it goes. But I'm being realistic with you. I'm not expecting that much positivity. Now, alternatively, I can't help but sit here and say lots of positivity. Look, it's so happy and cheerful and colourful. But we should also point out there's going to be more pump shotguns on the horizon. It's the focused item of the month. Do we have anything that's going to compare to this? I don't think so. That is a standout, unique design. But let's also just point out, I do recall in the past we also happen to have like Rainbow Pony. That's a very colourful, goofy looking skin. But aside from like these two, we don't see that many colourful and super bright and cheery looking designs. It's all kind of like, I don't know, washed. Well, that's the older skins. The more recent ones like Redemption and Black Gold and all that, they look cool. That particular one, we're not going to say it out loud. I might get in trouble. Anyway, Popstar, you have been very, very, very successful. 4 in a row, but does it stop now? Yeah, it wouldn't surprise me. They didn't want to have the tier 3, it seems. Maybe that needs to be adjusted. I'm still under the impression a face mask needs to remove the eyes, so you just have the eye slits right there. I know the skin creator wants to continue it, but it also sounds like he wants to take a break from it as well. So I'm not sure what to say in regards to the pump shotgun based on the idea of, could we see a collection continuation after this? Because that was an early pick. I don't think we're seeing a Popstar skin being submitted this weekend. Or maybe I'm wrong. We'll see what happens. But yeah, with more pump shotgun skins expected this month, maybe it might get lost in the shuffle for a while. But let me tell you this. If we ever see another Popstar skin being accepted, let me just remind you, just over a month ago, quite a lot of this was in the negative. It was in the red. We hadn't seen a Popstar skin in quite some time. The second we did, MP5, Jackhammer, Shield of Door, Pump Shotgun, all of that just went... So that very likely might happen all over again. We might have a drought with a lack of Popstar skins being accepted. But then at some point randomly in the future, oh look, a couple more accepted, suddenly it'll go back up into the green again. So I wouldn't be surprised if that happens to this. So I will sit here and say I'm quite hesitant with it. We have seen some interesting pump shotguns come out in the past, and then they went down in price. Case in point, for the past couple of years, I've seen some pretty cool looking designs. After a while, they work out, but in most cases, they do suffer for quite a while as well. So, yeah, you are anime. I will respect that, but I'm not sure if that's going to be enough to hold it up. And of course, we haven't even had 2 full days yet, and it's already at 7,500 subscribers, which is what some of these only barely reached. So, okay, cool. I'm interested, I'm curious, but I'm also experienced from the past with the previous pump shotgun skins. So, alright, we'll leave it be. Sealed Horde Satchel Charge, a glow-in-the-dark Satchel Charge, $2.49. Honestly, a pretty cool looking design. Made by a brand new skin creator, if I can recall. Yep, Bazbay. Keep an eye on what they produce next. Are we going to see more Sealed Horde skins being produced? Well, I guess you could just make an easy sheep in the door, garage door, you name it. You get the idea. But Satchel Charges. Let's just take a look at the most recent skins that are accepted. Down 29, down 7, down 49, down 44. Uh-oh. So let me remind you. For about a year and a half, we didn't see a Satchel Charge skin being accepted. For about a year and a half, these actually went up into the positive. With a lack of new skins being accepted, they actually worked out quite all right. But let me remind you, back in 2023, when we were expecting Satchel Charges skins to be accepted quite frequently to a point, I mean, you know, for a year, but still, these were down bad. I've always had this question, do people even bother skinning their explosives? Now, apparently there is a decent portion that like to do so, yes. How many people are going to go for the efforts in trying to skin this? Because I've got to be honest with you, after seeing how the recent skins have been performing, I'm not expecting positivity. I expect it to go down in price. Grenades, Satchel Charges, both of them. They both tend to perform the same way. You might have to wait a good 3 years to finally see this end up in the positive. Because, yeah, or at least a drought, a lack of Satchel Charge skins. I'm not expecting positivity, I'm sorry to say. So, yeah, that's abnormal. We can make use of the abnormal time, but I'm still not expecting that much. Sorry to say. Now, the only skin this week that's not abnormal is the Pirate SKS. But a little bit earlier, we've already talked about this. We've already had tons of SKS skins being accepted, haven't we? Yeah. But in terms of a black SKS, we've only ever had the training SKS. Now, you might also point out the limited edition. Nobody here is getting that. Nobody here is getting that. Anyway, I've looked at this in game. It's got a perfectly fine red aim sight. Looks perfectly fine. Yeah, I'm happy with that. It's also not selling too ridiculously. Of course, we've got plenty of other skins ahead of it in terms of sales. Like, roughly speaking, that might only have around, at best, 12,000 subscribers by Thursday. That's a perfectly fine, reasonable amount. So, looking at that, reminding myself that the Pirate Collection's doing pretty good. Not all the weapons, though, I should point out. I still could see it work out quite right. I could still see this be perfectly fine. But I will also point out and say, do you honestly believe this is going to be the last ever black SKS? I've seen the blackout SKS in the workshop for quite some time. I reckon that's just sitting there waiting for a complete the sets Rustor. I'm just going to put that out. And it's also got a transparent design as well. That's not transparent, but the blackout one is. Uh-oh, uh-oh. And of course, potential Twitch drops in the future and kick drops, you get the idea. It might get lost in the shuffle. But in the meantime, as we get closer and closer to the summer peaks, that being July and August, I'd be surprised that retains and does quite nicely. I'm actually looking at that with some positivity. Monument Shack small box. Look, I'm going to be very straightforward with you. Well, actually, that's quite a surprise. That's in the positive for now. But give it time. Will it always retain that price? Because, of course, in the past, we've had stone-based box, high-quality metal-based box, sheet metal-based box, and wood-based box, which unfortunately isn't visible here for some reason. this wasn't in demand. That appearing and, you know, not saying that much probably gave that a bit of a boost. But give it a week or two, look at that again. It wouldn't surprise me if this ends up down to like these here as well. Now, I will sit here and say there was a newer skin that was submitted somewhat recently with the Jungle base box, which is just over to here. Yep. A collaboration of collections. Temple collection. Base box collection. Oh, it's wonderful. If that had to be accepted, I'm not sure if that's going to get that much of a boost. But let me point this out. That doesn't glow in the dark or anything. It's like a trinket rather than a useful box. I'm not really thinking that's going to work out stupendously. I don't think that's going to be working out all right. Like, look at small box skins in general. Oh, wow. Oh, boy. Oh, okay. Doesn't glow in the dark or anything. It's just there. Yeah, I'm not expecting much. Sorry to say. I look forward to the jungle one, though. That'd be cool. If you could think of, like, a brand new small base box, what would you like to see being made? What ideas do you have? Feel free to comment below. But in regards to what I see there, not expecting much. Sheet Metal Barricade. Okay, brand new skin creators again. Props to Kreitzer and VSK Forever. Yep, congratulations. I'm not sure what they make next, though. Like, I looked at the most recent skin there, and I thought, why not make, like, a sheet metal fridge? What about, like, a sheet metal vending machine? Sheet metal this, sheet metal that. Okay. If that happens, that'd be cool. But, concrete barricades. Who here has actively used a concrete barricade? Do you remember the last time you used one? Well, there's the problem. Yeah, it was interesting to see some being accepted after a 6-year gap. But it's obvious people don't use the actual item itself. The skins have just suffered ever since they came out. So being realistic with you, it would be nice to see a sheet metal deplorable collection. Sheet metal table, chair, that'd be cool, that'd be nice. I still don't think that's going to work out very nicely, even if we do see collection continuations. So, yeah, not feeling super positive about that. Sorry to say, but I'm sure you'd agree. Nuke Vibe MP5. Nuke Vibe hasn't been vibing with a lot of people. Yes, that might be sitting there at that price for now. Give it a week or two, look at it again. All right. So, yeah, it's a standard MP5. It's fine. It's got no issues with it or anything. It's just people don't seem to be appreciating the collection as a whole. So, realistically speaking, I've got to sit here and say I'm not really expecting that much. Can I also just point out MP5 skins in general? They have not been performing super great over the past few years. Now, the standout transparent designs, yeah, okay, they've been doing good. They've been doing good. That's not a transparent design. I'm not sure how many sales it's going to have by next Thursday, but I'm, yeah, even then, I'm not expecting that much. And again, you might, again, point out the jackhammer. Give it a week or two. It didn't sell that much. People didn't want it. Oh, in fact, look now. As you'll see, it's actually down to about $4 now. But, you know, are people actively buying it at that price? No, the bars are right there. And, well, yeah, so. Okay, cool. And then we have the No Mercy BBQ. So I think we're getting to a point now where we're seeing a little bit too you know, just a little bit too much. Yeah. No Mercy collection. Hey, it's the largest collection we have in all of Rust. But having seen this in game and whatnot, I don't really see that much to it. It's a nice looking barbecue. It's a nice looking collection. But there will be more barbecues. We've just got our first ever Twitch drop. That'll be appearing next week, as you might notice with the pink one. Wow. But, yeah. How many people here actively skin their barbecues? Do you even use barbecues? Feel free to comment below. But, yeah, I'm not really expecting that much. Hey, maybe a lack of sales could give you a nice boost, but it's not like No Mercy Collection's desperate for a big boost. It's got tons upon tons upon tons of skins accepted. It's got so many that I honestly don't believe any new skin that ever came out would ever give that lot of boost. Being realistic with you, because there's just far too much of it. 45 skins in total, but people do appreciate it and respect it. So, yeah, cool. So, in regards to that, I think you might just be better off with a Barda. Right, so we've gone through all the skins. Let's just refresh again. Let's just stay up to date. So, let's talk about some other things now. Let's talk about some other interesting details, and then we'll talk about the conclusion in a bit. Player count. Player count was good today, but I'm under the impression we might not be reaching up to 200,000 people. Now, maybe tomorrow. when kids are actually out of school and whatnot, when it's the actual weekend, when people aren't working so much, maybe we can reach over 200,000. Let's see if it happens. But I'm not sure what to expect with May. I would imagine May would probably be around the same as April. Last year, it was quite different because, of course, we had the jungle update. But this month, this year, well, it's just an update really, wasn't it? So, okay, we'll see how it goes. But, yeah. Player count, we do want to start seeing it rise as we go through the summertime. Again, seasons are different around the world. More specifically, as we get closer and closer to July and August, we want to see the player count high because, of course, then we'll start seeing the summer peaks. Because, well, with that, with high prices, oh, it's a great time to sell. Not too hard to comprehend. So, yeah, typically during July and August, that's where we see prices peak, and that's usually the best time to sell. Right then, that's cool. And I've alluded to it quite a lot. Yes, we have a brand new batch of Twitch drops, 5 general drops, and 1 very specific, very... let's just quickly highlight that this is only available for 1 day. It only takes 30 minutes to get the skin, but it's only available for 1 day. If you miss out on this, oh dear, oh dear, oh dear, oh dear. So make sure you focus in watching the Twitch rival stream when this starts, because they're only streaming for 1 day, and once it's gone, it's gone. So yeah, lots of pink. And you might notice we're slowly building up an interesting storage collection that you could get for absolutely free. So, alright, that's cool. Another Restoria storage collection continuation. I guess over the years we'll slowly build up to a full-fledged set. So, alright, cool, awesome. So, pink SKS, pink tactical gloves, pink Salvaged Axe, pink barbecue, and a pink handmade NMG. I guess people won't complain. Hopefully. Right, commits. With a brand new update going through, now we look forward to, looking at brand new things that could be appearing in the future. Are you aware that there's a brand new Game Room DLC being worked on? Game Room DLC, apparently so far, has pool tables and dots, and that's all we know about for now. I'm under the impression this is going to be available for July, because I'm very much under the impression the Industrial DLC is for June 2026. So if this is going to be for July or August, when it's the summertime, okay, that's fine. What would you like for a game room? What could you think of? We've got darts and we've got pool. What else would you have? I'd say cards, but we already have I guess you could have your own poker table. You know what, that probably will be happening, your own poker table in your base. We already have that. Anyway, we'll see what other things. Go fish. What? Right, anyway. Keep an eye out. We'll see what new things are being mentioned. Yeah, there's Industrial DLC. I should also point this out. I didn't actually mention this earlier. But in the Industrial DLC, oh, there's an Industrial Garage door. Oh, sweet. We've also got that. We're expecting an electric furnace, a large furnace, some shelves, apparently a garage door now as well, which sounds pretty interesting. They're going to make it glow in the dark and have transparency, aren't they? They're going to do that, aren't they? You know they're going to do it. You know they're going to do it. Oh, no. All right, we'll see what happens anyway. So, all right, cool. But, yeah, keep an eye on the commits. Just look at it every other day. Just go through all the details. You'll notice some pretty interesting things being worked on. All right? So, cool. You get the idea. Now, let's also go to micro522.com. If you're thinking, well, were those skins actually in demand? Did people truly want them? Yes, they did. Look at the electric furnace. They had an upvote to downvote ratio of 6.42 to 1. That's how much people wanted it. So if you're looking at the sales today and thinking, oh, that's just too silly. It kind of makes sense. So, no, cool. If you want to stay up to date in regards to all the brand new skins that have been submitted to the workshop, please consider watching the Rust Workshop skin checks. As you'll see here, we actually talked about 2 of the skins there in the Rust store today. We have the likes of some very interesting collection continuations. We had the wrought iron sheep door. That was a talking. That was a big talk. That was a big discussion. We had a longsword, a serpent weave longsword and whatnot. So, yes. From here and now, I only talk about the collection continuations. Whilst I still make the collection and have all the skins available for people to look at, yeah, it's just me talking about the collection continuations now. So, if you'll be aware of all the potential things that could be appearing in future Rust stores, yeah, that could be nice and insightful for all of you. One extra thing that we need to discuss, if you aren't fully well aware, there are discounts for the DLCs. So, you know how we've had all the previous building skins and whatnot? There's a collaboration between Discord and Face Punch. I'm not sure if I can show this to you because, unfortunately, Discord has been down today. But if you're to go into your Discord when it's fixed, if you could go to the friends section, you'll see the shop is there as well. Click shop, you'll see the section where there's Rust. It's quite literally highlighted on the front page of the shop section. Look at that, and you'll see all the DLCs from the past are 20% off. If you've been hoping to get like cheaper DLC, if you're hoping for like a discount ever to happen, to our surprise, it's actually happened. I wasn't anticipating this happening, but well, there you go, it's happened. Yes. If you want to get cheaper DLC, you might want to strike whilst the iron is hot, because this is only available for 2 weeks apparently. And they say themselves they don't plan to do a discount frequently. It will be infrequent. So not exactly every now and then, but maybe every few months or something. We're not fully sure. So their choice of words are a bit odd. But yes, if you feel like that's affordable for you, go for it. But if you're like me, you're constantly buying, selling, trading, and you have a bunch of Steam Wallet, you might just want to just use your Steam Wallet. It's up to you. But just to confirm, it's only discounted on the Discord shop. So if you were to go over to Rust Store right now, so let's go ahead and showcase that. Let's go take a look at the Rust Store. Yes, if I go to the general section, these aren't discounted. No, only on Discord. So just want to make sure that you're fully well aware of that. Cool. So we've talked about all the skins. Yes, in fact, we have. I've discussed about, potential positives to a point, try my best, but there was a lot of negativity. Now I'm just going to sit here and say what I truly believe could work out as a nice investment in the future. I think Popstar Pump Shotgun has a pretty decent chance. I think it might suffer initially, based on the fact that we're most likely to be seeing another batch of pump shotguns after this. So next week, the week after that. I just don't think anything will compare to its design. It's unique. It stands out. And that's why I think that could work out all right. Could it still slip below its roster price? I wouldn't be too surprised by that. But I don't expect it to crash and burn. And the second we see another Popstar skin, it just go back up again. That's the expectation. So I look at that with positivity. I look at the Pirate SKS with positivity. The only issue is it's the only skin this week that's not abnormal. This right here, honestly, if we don't see another black SKS for the foreseeable future, I think a lot of people will be appreciating this. The aim sight is useful. The design is perfectly fine. I think a lot of people will take a liking to it. And of course, the Pirate Collection itself, yeah, that's in demand. So, yes, with that, like, 6th best right now in terms of sales. And also, like 6th worst? 5th worst. Yeah, it's just basically in the middle. Not selling too much. Not expected to sell too much. That should be quite all right. That actually could be a perfectly fine thing to chase after. But I think I'd still do a buy order. Other than that, I'm not feeling that confident. But I will sit here and say, maybe for just the next few weeks, this might be in the positive. And of course, I will reiterate, if we do end up seeing a set of these, so let's showcase this to you, yeah. If we do end up having a set of neon electric furnaces, yeah, I do think the red one would actually work out quite all right for a while. But let's also remind you of the past, because of course, we have seen a lot of the neon collection. You might recall, like, a great example is the lockers. Where are they? Where's those lockers? Yeah. We started with one, and then we got another one, and then we got another one. The first one worked out perfectly fine. That did over 40,000 subscribers. But the others, they have never recovered. So that wasn't a brand new skinnable back then. But I'm just trying to get the point across. Neon skins in the past, they have gotten a lot of attention. They have been bought out a lot. But even though you might see a collection getting built up from it, maybe only the first one succeeds because of it. So, with all due respect, yes, if we do see more skins being produced, more electric furnaces that get accepted, that turn this into a collection, all right, that actually might work out quite all right. But as time goes on, as more and more and more and more options are accepted, yeah, don't be surprised that then eventually starts to suffer. So, cool, there you go, there's the answer. That's my conclusion. It's a quiet week this week, yeah. But considering the past two Rust stores, like I said about half hour ago, I guess it evens it out. What could we see next week? Well, keep an eye on the workshop. So I'm always looking at the brand new skins, but there's nothing stopping you. Like, you might not want to set up yourself with a brand new, like, Followed Authors list. You can always use micro522.com. That is linked in the description. All you got to do is just click date submitted once, and you'll see all the newer skins that have been submitted. So, all right, cool. Let's see what gets submitted. Let's see what brand new collection continuations appear, and yeah, let's see what gets accepted from here now. Let's see how things pan out as we get closer and closer to the summer peaks. Right then. So, with that all said and done, maybe I could jump on that guy now. Maybe I could get his loot. Hey, bud, thanks for farming all that stuff for me for free.